A mullion is a piece of wood that sits between two window openings. So the first thing we do is, here is our mullion right here. We find out where the center is, and what I've done is I've snapped a line up the center of the mullion just so we know where the center is. All right, the next thing we want to do is find out how low does our molding go. So you take a piece of casing face and a piece of molding, slide your molding over, and draw a line so you know what the height of your molding will be. All right? Now this line right here represents the bottom of our molding. Now here again is our mullion receiver. This is what our mullion receiver was originally designed for, but this is the third and final use for the mullion receiver. We take a measurement from the sill up to this line here and cut our two pieces that length. So we want to take about a ½ an inch out of the back side on the top end. All right, so that will be for this side. So this, to take the top out, would be on this side. Out would be on this. This is the mullion cover. What I'm going to do is hook one side up a couple of inches. So you can see when it's together, it's actually pretty tight. There's a 1/16 of an inch roughly of space between the two mullion receivers. And you want that space to be right on that line. So what I can actually do is I'll take this off, line it up with my line. Nail it off. Take the other one and pop that up right next to it, leaving about a 1/16 of an inch. Next thing we're going to do is take a measurement for our casing face. I have 4 5/8 on each side. So I'm going to take two pieces of standalone casing face and rip them down to 4 5/8. Then I'll crimp them and lock them in. Now I've ripped this down to 4 5/8, so I have to do my normal scribe on the bottom, and I got to do my flap cup on top. Put on our crimps. And this should pop right in there. Just like that. Do the same thing to the other side. And that's done. So now we're going to set up the casing face for the top. And cut them out. This is all the same procedures that you use to put your regular casing face in, except for a couple of little nuances. Take my razor knife, cut out the two side areas and the middle area. So slide that in where it's supposed to go. And what you want to do here is you want to mark a half, 3/4 of an inch in on the mullion strip. And then you want to have about a half an inch down from this lock area of solid vinyl. I'm going to mark it out and cut it, and then once I get it cut out, you'll understand. What you want to do is get your mullion pieces in first. And there she is, she's installed. Nail it off. Now we got to put in our moldings and J-channel. Again, you'll generally use nails for this. I use screws because I take this apart and put it back together for demonstration purposes. Again, our normal procedure for doing our moldings. Marking the top of the molding and the bottom of the, where the J-channel hits. That does the side. Now our top molding, just want to overlap it a little bit. Mark both of our miters. Take your template, slide it over to your mark, just like all the other windows that we do. And cut away. All done. As normal, we want to get this point underneath here. So I stick my finger in the back. Get it locked into the molding. All the way across. Get our J-channel in, which we've already pre-marked. Do our cut on the edge. Now the only thing we have left to do is the mullion cover itself. We've got the mullion receiver, the casing face, that's all installed. So what we want to do is scribe this so that it fits into, or it butts up against this molding nice and snug. So the first thing I'm going to do is take a measurement. And I'm going to want something about 34 and, I'm going to say 34.5. Bottom, I'm going to do a flush fit, and that looks pretty good. Doesn't look like I'm going to have to cut anything. On the top, we want to mark where the bottom of our molding is on both sides. Which is right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to start our cut on the back side, and then as we get to here, I'm going to start bringing it up just to try and match the angle of this molding here. Now I can see that I got a little bit of a space there. So that's telling me I'm just a little bit too strong. This should be real close. Oh yeah, I like it. I like it. So we take one side, hook it on. By taking your zip tool and flexing it out and pushing underneath with your thumb, spreads it enough for it to hook in. Success! And there's your mullion strip.